Hey, it's Terry Gorry, and this is the Irish Law and Small Business podcast. One of the important documents you're going to need if you're buying a property in the countryside, outside a town, outside a development, outside a city, outside a village, a one-off rural property like my property is here, you'll need a declaration of identity if you're buying such a property, or indeed if you're selling it and you own a property like that, you'll need a declaration of identity. Declaration of identity is a statutory declaration by an architect or an engineer, which basically states that they have looked at the folio of the property and they are making a declaration, a sworn declaration, a statutory declaration, that the services which serve the property are contained within the boundaries of the property. Put it plainly, that is a reference to the water and the sewerage. So the water and the sewerage in a non-urban, in a rural setting like mine here, is going to be a septic tank or some sort of a waste treatment plant or system, and the water will be provided by private well, and that's what we have here. And I'm going to show you now. We'll just take a small little walk to the back and to the front of the property so that you'll see what I'm talking about. We're going to go down here and have a look at the septic tank stroke wastewater management system. It's not actually a septic tank we have, but it's similar to that. It is some sort of a biocycle system which deals with the sewage from the property, from the house, and it percolates then into a percolation area after it's been treated in the tank, and there's a little pump running there all the time. But the key thing from the point of view of buying a property like this would be that septic tank and the percolation area is contained within the boundaries of the site that you're buying, because if it's not, you could be held to ransom later on if you bought such a property by an adjoining landowner on whose property perhaps your septic tank is percolating and you need access to it to empty it and so on, maintain it, service it, repair it, and you don't have that if you got into a dispute because it's on somebody else's property. So you need to be absolutely clear. That's what a declaration of identity is about. So let's have a look and see exactly what we're talking about here. Okay, this is the septic tank here, as you can see, and you can actually hear it. If we get close to it, you can actually hear. To be honest with you, I'm not really sure what's going on, but that's the septic tank stroke biocycle and envirocycle system, and there's a pump here which is constantly pumping, and this pumping system, or this pump, allows the septic tank to do its thing. The boundaries of the property then, as you can see, is that hedge which you see there, and the percolation area for this sewage treatment system is here. Again, it's within the boundaries of the site, so there's no difficulty there, and that's good news from the perspective of a seller or a buyer of this property. But it is important. So let's take a look at the water situation. The water for this property now is private well. So the water is contained here or provided by the well that's here. So there's a well down below there, deep down into the ground, which would have been bored years ago. And there's a treatment system here, because the water here, you can see there's a water softener treatment system, which is, so it's obvious that the well there and the water softener system are located again within the boundaries of the property. So there's no difficulty with me obtaining a declaration of identity or providing one if I was selling this property. It's important though that you will get such a declaration if you are buying a non-urban property, a rural property which has its own services, because it's vital that the services are located within the boundaries of the property itself. And then the third key thing in relation to declaration of identity and services is that there's legal access to the property, so that the road abutting the property is in charge of the local authority, and you're not somehow, unless the road there, you're not dependent upon some right of way or some access that a dispute may arise over later on in the future. So declaration of identity is a key document for property like this, and it's really a statutory declaration that the services are located entirely within the boundaries of the folio. And there is a statutory declaration, it's a sworn declaration by an engineer or an architect, who will attach a copy of the folio map to the declaration as well, and map it out and indicate exactly the extent of the folio and confirm that the services are within it. Hope you find this video useful. If you do, I'd appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up down below, and you may be interested in subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thanks a lot.